Landman Season 2, Episode 9 is the kind of episode that forces even the show's most patient viewers to stop making excuses. What should have been a sharp, controlled escalation toward the finale instead lands as a messy misfire that highlights every lingering flaw in the season and then amplifies them. Rather than feeling like a confident creative swing, this episode plays like a collection of half-finished ideas stitched together without a clear sense of purpose, tone, or consequence. The most glaring issue is just how unfocused the episode feels. By Episode 9, the story should be locking into place. Characters should be boxed in by their choices, and the narrative should feel like it's narrowing towards something inevitable. Instead, the episode sprawls. It jumps between corporate chaos, personal drama, side characters, and tonal detours that feel increasingly disconnected from one another. There's no clear spine holding the hour together, which makes the experience exhausting instead of engaging. Tommy's arc, which should be the emotional anchor of the episode, is shockingly underdeveloped. After being fired, this is the moment where we should truly see the cost of that decision, the anger, the desperation, the reckoning. Instead, Tommy is oddly muted. His scenes lack urgency, as if the show is hesitant to fully explore the fallout of removing its central figure from power. The result is a character who feels sidelined in his own story at the exact moment he should be most dangerous. Cammy fares no better. Episode 9 continues the season-long confusion about who she is supposed to be now. Is she a decisive leader finally stepping out of Monty's shadow, or a reactive executive making fear-driven choices? The episode never commits. Her decisions feel inconsistent, not because she's complex, but because the writing doesn't give her a clear internal logic. This lack of clarity drains tension from her scenes, since it's hard to tell whether the story wants us to trust her or brace for her downfall. Galeno, who should be the season's most intimidating presence, is once again frustratingly underused. His influence is everywhere, yet he never truly feels threatening. Episode 9 treats him more like a plot device than a character, someone who exists to justify other people's bad decisions rather than actively driving the story. For a figure positioned as MTex's only lifeline and greatest risk, his scenes lack bite and menace, which severely undercuts the stakes. The episode's pacing is another major problem. Important moments are rushed through, while trivial scenes linger far too long. Emotional beats don't have time to breathe, and when something significant happens, the story almost immediately moves on as if afraid to sit with the consequences. This creates a strange emotional flatness, where even big developments fail to leave a lasting impact. Tonally, Episode 9 might be the worst offender of the entire season. Landman continues to oscillate wildly between gritty realism, soap-like melodrama, and oddly placed humor. These tonal shifts don't complement each other, they clash. Serious moments are undercut by scenes that feel exaggerated or unnecessary, making it difficult to stay emotionally invested. Instead of layering tones, the episode stacks them haphazardly, resulting in whiplash rather than depth. The supporting characters don't help matters. Several appear with no clear narrative function, delivering dialogue that neither advances the plot nor deepens relationships. These scenes feel like filler, and at this stage in the season, filler is unforgivable. Episode 9 desperately needed to trim the fat, but instead it indulges in it, making the story feel bloated and unfocused. Even the episode's thematic ambitions fall flat. Landman has always flirted with big ideas: power, corruption, legacy, and the human cost of industry. Episode 9 gestures toward these themes but never truly engages with them. It tells rather than shows, implying depth without earning it. The result is an episode that feels hollow, as though it wants credit for complexity without doing the work to achieve it. Visually and technically, there's nothing here to compensate for the narrative shortcomings. The direction is functional but uninspired, offering no memorable sequences or striking imagery to elevate the material. For a show that often relies on atmosphere and tension, this episode feels oddly lifeless. Perhaps the most damning flaw is how little confidence the episode inspires going into the finale. Instead of building anticipation, Episode 9 raises concerns. It feels like a show spinning its wheels, unsure of how to reconcile its competing storylines or tones. Rather than tightening the screws, it loosens them completely. This is especially disappointing because Landman is capable of so much more. Earlier episodes demonstrated strong character work, sharp dialogue, and a clear sense of direction. Episode 9 feels like a regression, not just a stumble, but a collapse under the weight of too many ideas and not enough discipline. Calling this an all-time low isn't hyperbole. It's a reflection of how far the episode falls from what the series once promised. It's not just bad in isolation, it's bad in a way that exposes deeper structural issues within Season 2. Issues that can't be fixed by a single strong finale. In the end, Landman Season 2, Episode 9 doesn't fail because it takes risks. It fails because it doesn't commit. It hedges, meanders, and avoids the hard narrative choices that could have given it weight. What remains is an episode that feels empty, frustrating, and alarmingly directionless. If the finale is going to redeem the season, it will have to overcome not just one weak episode, but the cumulative damage Episode 9 represents. Because at this point, Landman isn't just stumbling, it's actively testing how much patience its audience has left.